Hey, okay. I believe I just watched the Bills win the AFC East. And my mantra for this year is, why not the Bills? You know, there is one franchise that I feel like has earned the opportunity to celebrate the big one, like the Browns. At some point, and I know the Browns have won the Super Bowl. Don't be giving me that. We're not overs. But in my lifetime, the Browns have always sucked, and yet they've got some good diehard fans who honestly deserve a Super Bowl. You know, fuck Boston at some point. Anyway, so, and if the Bills winning means fuck Boston, all the better. Point is, there's only so many riches that we all deserve, and we all deserve some riches. And I feel like in a world that's tilted in all kinds of weird directions, why not the Bills? But, so I did the test, and honestly, I think it went pretty well. One thing I learned is not to vacuum while I'm talking. And another thing I learned is to be a little easy on the dishes, especially the rinsing element in the sink. So I won't be doing a ton of dishes, but I might get into some organization process, because I do believe that clipping the microphone in a position that I quit banging it into my shirt has made a difference. And that I noticed. So I hope that means that I can be a little more maneuvering in my recordings than just sitting on the couch and daydreaming into nothingness. Oh man. I've had the kind of day that reminds me that I need to let go of the detail. And I'm a cocky son of a bitch when you get right down to it, and I know it. And yet, in a way, I also feel kind of smarter than everybody else, you know? And that's that smarter in the room feeling coming back. But I think I do high caliber work, especially of the mundane detail. Like, if you tell me to clean a floor, I'm gonna clean the shit out of that floor. Seriously. And I honestly have crawled in and out of enough repair jobs now that I can see ways to counteract certain elements that maybe even getting overlooked. Like, I can usually out-clean the guy who's trained to clean your floor, unless it's some industrial cleaning project, whatever. But when I'm saying it comes down to hard work, grit, and assessing the project with the right method and methodology, I'm pretty confident. And and this gets reinforced over and over and over and over again, because I think the universe is full of a lot of people who think, A, that's good enough, or B, they just don't see the detail, or they don't have enough experience, exposure, frame of reference, width, latitude, depth to see the overlapping potential of bringing solutions from another paradigm into this paradigm. Or D, they simply don't give a shit. Or E, they're dumb. I don't know. Doesn't matter. There are lots of reasons, obviously, why I feel I'm more attentive in the universe than most. And I don't say this in a boastful way. I say this in a way that oftentimes I wonder if I see so much detail that I paralyze myself, that I give myself opportunities to be overwhelmed, that I offer myself chances to stall in the moment, because I just want one more fact before I get something going here. I feel like I should just look at one more video before I decide what to do with the fucking kitchen. Really? I mean, because 25 years ago, you'd have just taken down, you know, the cabinetry that was crappy, and you'd have put up some shelves, and you'd have hung some hooks, and maybe extended the cabinet, maybe, but I mean, let's be honest, probably not. So thrown some sort of like found at a garage sale table for two up, and called it good. And frankly, had been living with a better kitchen for the last 3 years. But now, when I can see if I should resurface the wall, and then after I've added some sort of surface element, should I sponge paint it? Ah, Jesus Christ. Hello, Jesus. Welcome to the show. In so many ways, I am capable of thinking I just need one more point of data, one more point of information, one more point. And it paralyzes me. But then in so many other ways, having that attention to detail serves me well. And that, to me, captures what all that yin-yang artwork is for. Is the idea that here is this thing that in ways I love about myself, but in other ways I know leads to a kitchen that looks like this one. What do you do with that, right? How do you change and massage that proclivity to something that's strictly beneficial? Well, you don't, right? You just simply don't. You live with the idea that for what gifts you have in certain capacities, you have to control those same capacities in other circumstances. Otherwise, they'll trip you and cause you imbalance. And I know that now. And I always used to fight the idea that these things that gave me advantages could also give me disadvantages. Well, being able to understand that that's there to be seen is what can calmly keep you from really ever suffering any extreme that pulls you too far into destroying your own kitchen versus not far enough into having researched the project to be able to recover it. And so I guess the kitchen is a metaphor for me in terms of, well, now that I am here, what am I going to do about it? Well, one goddamn thing I'm going to do is keep my kitchen cleaner. This is not acceptable. And so the dog having to leave me a gift of reminder that this is not acceptable, oh, felt funny. And yet makes me feel like I'm on the right path, because I never really was serious about deviating from this path. This path means something to me now. I don't want to live in a kitchen that looks like this. I don't want to live in a kitchen that has 2 sawhorses in it that are propping up a countertop that, frankly, without, I don't even know what this kitchen would look like. It's chaos now, but it could be goddamn all-out anarchy without this random assemblage. So it's time. It's time to cultivate my space into something that, frankly, reflects who I am. This is not who I am. I care about keeping things clean, especially in the kitchen. And I don't want to be so disorganized I can't find my magnetic tape. That's just not a life to live. At least not anymore for me. So, I get it, universe. Have a joke on me. And I don't even know what the dog got into, literally. My dog does not do this. And I would blame the cat, but let's be honest. That's a pint and a half of ice cream over there. So, it's not the cat. And so, I know the last run here probably left some people thinking I was crying for a day and a half, and I wasn't. I had a moment where I reflect on things in ways that tear me up. It happens all the time. In fact, one of the things I don't understand is how there's such terrible acting in Hollywood when it comes to crying, because I can real cry, even in a fake role, easily. I mean, and I'm probably alone in this. Let's be honest. Here comes a point of ultimate 1 to 7.7 billion separation. But it's not even that I've developed this skill. I have always been a crybaby. And I mean, I cry about joyful and harmful experiences. Yeah, I even cry in empathetic situations so easily. I break down. I just break down because I feel for pain, for the misery. I feel for the joy. I am so, when I cry in its celebratory form, it is one of the most connected feelings there is, because your body is just reacting with such enthusiasm that it lets loose. And so I know I'll cry again. I'll cry. I know I'll cry again this week. And I'm not ashamed of it anymore. It used to make me feel weak. It honestly used to make me question, am I gay? Because that's what we've done to tearful experiences. We've turned them into some pseudo-feminized, retro, female weakness of anybody other than a woman who's just found out that her child's been killed in a drunk driving accident. And bullshit. I mean, bullshit. It's like anger. You know, if we taught people how emotional experiences can enhance their lives instead of turn them into reactionary creatures of weak misperception of themselves, boy, I'll tell you what, I love a good cry. I love that I had a moment with my mom that was real enough that I knew I had touched a nerve that made me feel the true pain I've caused there. I have no shame in that experience. I'm glad that I have enough connection to myself to know that I didn't lie in any capacity in that moment. And I didn't lie emotionally. My emotions were very real. They are right now. I'm not tearing up, but I can feel misty right now because I care. I care to make things better. And I care that it doesn't cause sadness to anyone else. And where those things aren't in line, I care to fix them. And again, I've simplified to the point that things like that are what I live by now. And where I have a little bit of an impact in that kind of an equation, I feel tremendous joy and I feel invigoration from the experience. I don't know what else you're living for. For me, that's the purpose of life.